The tragic story of Carmelo Anthony, who has just been found guilty of murder and was sentenced to 35 years. This is a rather unfortunate circumstance where a young man, they say it was self defense. However, the jury found him guilty, and it was not a jury of his peers. This is a case of a young black child in Texas who stabbed a white child in Texas with an all white jury, white judge, white DA, white district attorney, and the young brother had a black defense attorney. And it was stacked against him. Now, everybody's been playing a little bit of political football with this, and they're not. Look, two children's lives are gone due to this, and it's tragic. And as a black person, I tried to be as objective about this as possible without saying the obvious, because it's too easy to say, well, I'm black and this and it's unfair. It was too easy, but I couldn't find any evidence that would go against that. And this is Exhibit A. I'm gonna show y'all something. This is Exhibit A. So this is two tales. One is Cayson Allison, 17. He stabbed his classmate, not guilty of murder. Received 10 years. I know y'all can't see that. Let me see if I can. Let me take the banner off. Hold on. Here we go. So you got two standards of justice. And listen, please chime in. White people, black people, chime in. So we got two standards of justice here. Cayson Allen, who was 17, not guilty of murder. I guess he got 10 years. And Carmelo Anthony, who is guilty, stabbed classmate, guilty of murder, 35. So if somebody can explain this to me, and I don't know what political stance you take, but just explain it to me. Because I only see one difference in this, and that difference is that he was white. One is white and one is black. That's what I'm seeing. And I want to also say to our children, please, to the young black males, this system of justice is unfair to us. It's just what it is. If you can, please walk away from don't make a split-second decision, which can cause your life to end up like this. Just walk away, because there are two standards of justice. I'm sorry. I get it. But look, Mr. Inappropriate, I'm not, look, don't bring, and I agree with that. We're going to heat this up too. So, Allison, let's look at the case. Let's see what this is, because this is just a picture that I grabbed. And so I'm going to look at the case of Cayson Allison and see what actually happened. I'm about to pull it up. Let's just ask Gemini. Shit, I ain't got to do all this research. What were the facts in the case of Cayson Allison? So we're going to pull that up. Let me pull this up right now. Share this screen with you guys. So this is the case of Cayson Allison. The case of Cayson Allison centers around a fatal stabbing that occurred at Belton High School in Belton, Texas on May 3rd, 2022, resulting in a complex and highly debated legal outcome. Here are the key facts and timeline of the case. What happened on the morning of May 3rd, 2022, a physical confrontation broke out in a boys' bathroom at Belton High School between 18-year-old senior Cayson Tyler Allison and 18-year-old senior Jose Luis Ramirez, referred to as Joe Ramirez. During the altercation, Allison stabbed Ramirez with a knife. The defense later described the event as a 5-on-1 confrontation inside the locked bathroom, asserting that Allison was struck first, was a victim of bullying, and acted out of fear and self-preservation. Conversely, testimonies from other witnesses indicated ongoing tension between the two, including an allegation that Ramirez had previously pulled a gun on Allison after a prom party, and testimony from Ramirez's ex-girlfriend claiming Allison had expressed wanting to put Ramirez on life support. Following the stabbing, Allison fled the campus, prompting an immediate school lockdown. He was located and arrested by police off campus about 20 minutes later. Ramirez was rushed to Bella Scott and White Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. Oh boy, I got it. Was initially indicted on murder charges under multiple theories, including felony murder tied to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The trial concluded in late April 2025. The jury was given the option to convict on murder, manslaughter, or the lesser offense of criminally negligent homicide. The jury acquitted Allison of both murder and manslaughter, rejecting the state's argument that he acted with intent to kill or with reckless disregard for life. On April 29th, 2025, the jury found Allison guilty of criminally negligent homicide, determining that he failed to perceive the substantial risk that his actions will cause death during the chaotic encounter. Sentencing controversy. The primary legal battleground shifted during the sentence phase, which was handled by District Judge Wade Faulkner. Deadly weapon finding about 2 weeks after the jury dismissed murder charges. Prosecutors filed a notice seeking a deadly weapon finding. Judge Faulkner reviewed the evidence and independently ruled that a deadly weapon had been used. Under Texas law, a standard conviction for criminally negligent homicide carries a maximum penalty of 2 years in state jail facility. After the judge's enhancement finding expanded the penalty bracket. On June 23rd, 2025, Judge Faulkner sentenced Allison to the maximum possible enhanced term of 10 years. So I'm guessing, so I did post this, and what I'm doing, guys, is reading this because this picture is going around. He stabbed classmate, not guilty of murder, stabbed, guilty of murder. So this is around. So it's not necessarily because one is white and one is black. And two, in this case, because I want to be straight in the middle, not even trying to be racist or racial bait, but however, black people in these positions, we have an uphill battle. It is, you know. It's people go come on, oh, don't bring a knife to me. I get it, but it's really an uphill battle. And really this is just to tell the youth, listen, if you can, at all means, please just, if you see trouble coming, go the opposite way, leave, walk away, man. Because this is really sad. Carmelo's parents bought a house. Is that true? I don't, if that is that true, if any of y'all are attorneys, I would love to hear your take on this particular case to chime in. Please chime in. Let's see Carmelo's parents' house. Let me see. Oh, I can start dictation. No, not now. Let's see, they bought a house. Yeah, that's not true. Carmelo Anthony's parents did not buy a house. The property following his release on bond for murder of Austin Metcalf, the family relocated to and began renting and estimated they rented a home in a gated community for roughly $3,500 a month. So that's debunked. They did not buy a house. So you heard all the jurors were white, but does it matter? I talked to one of my fraternity who happens to be a criminal lawyer, and he did tell me this, and I'm gonna tell the community this. I don't know the jury selection in this particular case, but it's very important that us as people, we sign up for jury duty, right? And I get it because I don't ever want to go to jury duty, but it's very, very important just so there's some representation there and we can understand a little bit in depth of what's going on. So it's very, very important. So yeah, I got some too. Let's just look here. Shout out to you guys. And please, man, if y'all know my website, LeVarWalker.me, please go on there and sign up for my email list. Because I've been emailing, like when I do a show or something and I post it on YouTube, I send out an email so y'all can check that out. But let's see what we got here. Got a couple things pulled up. Make sure this is on main stereo. So you don't chat. Let's take a look.
Loud. Not one. It showed very clearly that a black boy was allowed. Not one black soul on a jury. An all white jury convicted him in 2-3 hours. We know that they did not prove their case. They are currently sentencing Carmelo Anthony, but we know that the Next Generation Action Network put the first $10,000 towards an appellate attorney. And we will fight Collin County like hell. I respected this process. I allowed and called for peace in this process. But Black America should be very upset about what went on today. Before all of the internet lawyers and before all of the interpretation of the situation, I'm only an advocacy leader. I'm not an attorney. I can only help families be able to navigate these processes. when they find themselves in this type of situation. I can only allow lawyers to be what they are, lawyers. I can't instruct them. I can't stop them from doing anything. I have to respect the process just like anybody else. But what we saw today was flawed, unjust, and I ask that the community continue to pray for the Anthony family. I do not speak for them, but I know that the Next Generation Action Network will be here as support. My heart hurts right now because an ignorance of the law was done here today. Clear. We posted the jury instructions. And right now, what we are seeing is a travesty. It lets us Black lives do not matter in the criminal justice system. It lets us know that we are not going to be afforded the same laws as anybody else. And I give a damn about nobody that feels like I'm playing the race card here. For 400 years, our people have been at the liberty and have had to suffer of these laws. I'm speaking facts because that blood of slavery is in my blood, not your blood. And it's not for you to look at me and say, I'm playing the race card. I'm just a Black man living in America. The fact supports that. You say I'm upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. I respected this process. But we're going to fight like hell to make sure that Collin County know that Carmelo Anthony is not going to go away. I want to thank all of the people who traveled across this country, to all of the media's community supporters and people who have taken Carmelo Anthony as their own baby. I salute you. I thank you. And we got work to do. Thank you and God bless.
Mm, 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 mm. Let me see to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Okay. So this Kimbo Nice. From what was saying, 3 Black jurors were teachers and were disqualified for conflict of interest. The rest was saying wild stuff like, I can't convict a Black man of murder. Interesting. He murdered someone that got what he deserves. Every decision have consequences. He need to hold his head up and take his dues. Interesting. Texas justice moves fast. His parents failed him in emotional control. Okay. Clown. I don't know if you're talking to me. I just want to say Pinger Lock. I'm just trying to go over it because I really don't have all the details. It was just something that crossed my mind that I wanted to talk about. So, and I am a clown. I'm actually a comedian. You can check me out. I just dropped a new special on YouTube. You can go check that out at LeVar Walker TV, which is what you're watching me on. But thank you. He killed someone. Yeah, we do need to pray for both. So yeah, because both people have lost a child. It's, oh God, I the pain of that. I just the same day, yeah, it was pretty. Let's move on. Wow. Bunch of low IQ, easy to manipulate clowns. Parents failed him just like you can't now. Come on now, G Money. You can't compare the boy to no motherfucking Jeffrey Dahmer. That now, this is just a very poor, piss poor analogy. To act like the boy was going around town eating whites, eating white people, or eating white men is just ridiculous. That's a dumb ass analogy. And you need to go on the timeout for that, sir. Pray for the Anthony family for not teaching that boy that pushing should not be leading to a stabbing. I had a dream they taught him. Okay. And everybody's titled to their opinion here. If the defense picks the jury too and can object to whoever, it doesn't have anything to do with the system. Great. That was interesting. On a TV, murder means intent. He didn't intend to kill a kid. It was one poke, and Metcalf's parents failed him in emotional control. Mind your business, stay alive. And that's a interesting point because I'm just like, and anybody could explain this to me. Please explain this. Why take a knife to a track meet? Right. Like, please, I'm ignorant. I just want to know. Not trying to be divisive or polarizing here. Just why take a knife with you to a track meet? That's all I want to know. Self-defense was not met. Lord mercy. You got to be tried by jury, your peers. Race card denied. This is, woo, y'all going in. Let me see it this way. If black people were having children, I tell their children the truth about the system, why you don't like Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, I mean, listen, in Texas, you black, you white person, your ass cooked. It's really that simple. It's really that simple, man. Really, really sad. This is just a sad and tragic story, guys. The pain of the parents. Let me see this.
Now sharply dividing the community.
Because look, I'm in discovery with this, guys, just like y'all. So let's see.
The case making national headlines tonight, the emotionally charged murder trial in Texas. A 19-year-old high school track star now accused of fatally stabbing a 17-year-old from a rival team during a track meet. The case now sharply dividing the community. And here's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, day one in a trial that has deeply divided a Dallas suburb and made national headlines. Carmelo Anthony, now 19, charged with first-degree murder in the stabbing death of 17-year-old fellow athlete Austin Metcalf after a confrontation at a track meet last year.
Can you be en route for the stabbing? Kirkendall Stadium press box. It's going to be a student athlete.
Prosecutors called it a sneak surprise attack, showing the jury grainy surveillance of the bleachers where it all happened that rainy morning after Anthony sat under a tent belonging to Metcalf's team. Austin's twin brother Hunter was there.
He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move."
And prosecutors say when Metcalf tried moving Anthony, he pulled out a knife. Metcalf's last words, "I've been stabbed," before he died in his brother's arms. But Anthony's defense arguing he acted in self-defense, reacting in a split second of fear, chaos, saying after he defended himself with the knife, he ran. He didn't stab again. He dropped the knife. The case fueling debate and racial tension. Metcalf's father has insisted it's not about race. Both families have faced threats.
To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out.
Tonight, one civil rights organization voicing outrage that there are no black jurors deciding Anthony's fate. And David, Carmelo Anthony was 17 at the time. He is being tried as an adult. If convicted, he faces 5 years up to life in prison. David?
Morgan Norwood reporting. Morgan, thank you.
I mean, I guess they couldn't, and looking at prove self-defense in this case. Self-defense was not proved. Self-defense would have to be, if you have to prove that, like, they would have to show that this was being beat, attacked, and that was like literally the last resort. If Carmelo was by this young man and Carmelo stabbed him, I'm not saying I don't believe he stabbed him to intentionally kill him. However, he did die. And that should be more so a manslaughter charge, I would think, right? I'm no attorney here. So, gotta learn how to, it's just not worth it. It's not so sad. Let me remove this. I was listening to, did he know the kid? This guy. Did Carmelo know the kid? Did he know Metcalf? I thought it was a situation of this young boy being bullied or something, and they didn't know each other. Didn't even know each other? If they look now, hold on. If they so the white kid just asked him to move and he stabbed him, hey man, I don't know what y'all want me to say. Because that white boy could have easily been my child or one of our child. So I don't, I really don't know. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me because we just vibing, trying to figure this all out. See what this is.
All right. Come on, man. Just follow. Just stay close, okay?
Do you have anything that you'd like to say, Carmelo? Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the victim, to the family of the victim? Why were you armed, sweetheart? Carmelo, why were you armed at school? Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
About the community that's done.
Man, this is something, man. Could y'all imagine going through this shit with your team? Oh my gosh. I just want to know, could somebody explain to me he had the knife at the game? Now, somebody to chat here who said this. Everybody that carries pocket knife isn't walking around intending to stab them. Y'all sound dumb as hell. You just have it in case you need it for something. It doesn't have much. Well, I'm going to say this on the Mission TV. I feel what you're saying, but I could see more of an old man carrying a pocket knife, but teens don't typically carry pocket knives in 2026. Let's just keep it a bean. Like, teens don't typically carry pocket knives unless he was a fisherman or some shit. Like, it's so weird. I just hate, 35 years since will possibly be in 20. Woo, Lord. You keep that's so rape. You know how many black people are in jail, dumbass. Yeah, you say dumb shit. It's not about trying to do this as objective as possible, but you grouping all black people, all the blacks. Like, shut the fuck up. That's what let's see if Gemini can pull that up. Let's see. Let's pull up the evidence. All right, here we go. Let's go over the evidence. Let's just go over hardcore evidence, black and white. All right. I see y'all popping off in the chat. Hold on. Right. The murder trial of 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony in Collin County, Texas, centered on the tragic April 2nd, 2025 fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Okay. Number one, video and audio evidence. The jury stadium surveillance video that captured the entire confrontation. It showed the physical dispute, the stabbing, Anthony dropping the knife as he ran, and coaches subsequently stopping him from leaving the stadium. Okay. The defendant's own words. A responding officer testified right after being arrested and described as an alleged suspect. Anthony explicitly stated, "I'm not alleged. I did it." Officers also noted he was crying hysterically and saying he was protecting himself. This is a hardcore evidence, guys. 911 call and physical items. The prosecution played a frantic 911 call from a track coach trying to keep Metcalf breathing and presented Metcalf's bloodstained jacket to the jury. Okay. Now here are eyewitness testimonies. Because the incident took place in front of numerous high schoolers, multiple student witnesses took the stand, prompting of the fight. Multiple student witnesses under the Memorial High School tent testified that Anthony, who ran for Centennial High School, was asked to leave their tent up to 15 times during a rain delay. So let's go back over that again. This is just key. This is key witness testimony. So the multiple student witnesses under the Memorial High School tent, it's a different tent, testified that Anthony, who ran for Centennial High School, was asked to leave their tent up to 15 times during a rain delay. That's number one. Number two, verbal altercation. The 16-year-old student testified that Anthony refused to leave, cursing at the students, saying, "I'm not leaving, fuck you all." Witnesses testified that Anthony repeatedly warned, "Touch me and see what happens. Touch me and find out," while keeping his hand concealed inside his backpack. Okay, we're not going to go off feelings or race. We're going to get right to the evidence. This is eyewitness testimony. Number one, he had a knife. Number two, he was in a place he shouldn't have been in. Number three, he was in a place where he was told to leave. He did not leave. So these are three things. Physical escalation. Witnesses from both sides agreed that Austin Metcalf eventually approached the seated Anthony and made physical contact, with testimony describing it as Metcalf putting a hand on Anthony's shoulder as a warning or shove to get him to leave. One of Anthony's teammates testified that immediately after the stabbing, Anthony was distraught and repeating, "I told him not to touch me." Based on this evidence, guys, I'm sorry to say, this sounds like a case offense in a sense, but it's like he was the aggressor. You go in the place, fuck y'all, I ain't leaving. Touch me, see what happens. The kid approaches him, asks him to leave, and he stabs the kid. We have to look at this in black and white. Medical evidence. Autopsy finding. Collin County Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Elizabeth Ventura testified regarding the graphic details of the injury. She stated that Metcalf suffered a gaping 2 to 2.5 inch deep stab wound that pierced his sternum and went straight into the right ventricle of his heart. I want to show y'all something. If I have it, hold on. Damn, I don't have thought I had my tape measure up here. But we talking 2 inches. What is that? That's like that. Is that about 2 inches? I don't know. What's 2 inches? That 2 inches? Okay. The weapon. The prosecution displayed the weapon used in killing. While misinformation on social media, they use a harmless multi-tool or a cleat sharpener. Prosecutors debunked this court by presenting a 5-inch fixed blade pocket knife. That's a fixed the knife. That's like this screwdriver. You see how you can't move it? It's already there. That's crazy. A police officer noted that while carrying the knife did not violate Texas state law for a 19-year-old, it especially broke Frisco ISD school policy. So he doesn't even have a pocket knife. He has a knife that's fixed. Key factors in the verdict. The defense chose not to put Carmelo on the stand. They didn't even want to put him on the stand. They chose not to put Carmelo on the stand and testify in his own defense. They argued self-defense based on physical disparities. Metcalf was 50 to 60 pounds heavier than Anthony and standing over him while Anthony was seated. However, the prosecution successfully argued that Anthony used lethal force against non-lethal force, a push, shoulder grab, and acted as the primary verbal aggressor by provoking the encounter. During the sentencing phase, the defense attempted to argue sudden passion, acting out of a split-second surge of terror to reduce the sentence guideline, but the jury rejected delivering a 35-year sentence. I'm sorry to say, guys, it's a clear and cut, man. I can't find anything in here that would tell me otherwise. Based on witness testimony, based on a fixed blade knife in the bag, not a fold-out knife. I would give him the benefit of, I would doubt if he had a pocket knife with like a screwdriver on it or a can opener or whatever, would give him that. That's not there. So I'm sorry. We looked at that. Shout out the person in the chat that asked me to look up the key evidence, dude. This case is cutting us. So it's too much. You know what I mean? I thought like maybe this is what I thought, because I didn't even talk about this because I really do due diligence in this case. And I didn't really know what was going on. But I was thinking, and I was just under the assumption that this black child was being bullied by these 2 white boys. And, you know, he was under a tent and the 2 showed up like, hey, get your fucking ass out of our tent, and just started beating him. And then he stabbed him. But that's just not the case, bro. I'm sorry. That's just not the case, guys. I don't know how y'all want to frame it or whatever, but I'm just going by step. I'm reading the facts, and these are the facts of the case as it stands. So I really don't know what to say. This particular instance of this picture that's around, this shit is totally debunked. This kid, Cayson Allison, was in the bathroom with 5 guys jumping on him. So he was getting his ass kicked in a closed-in bathroom where he couldn't escape. Carmelo went under a tent that he wasn't supposed to be at, was asked to leave 15 times, told everybody, fuck off. Somebody came to push him. He stabbed him with a fixed 5-inch blade knife. Just this picture right here is more clickbait than anything, if you're not looking at the evidence of cases. So it's what it is. Carmelo made a horrible decision. He should have left the tent. I understand why he would go over there with a fixed blade knife in his bag. You just don't happen to carry a goddamn machete. You don't have to carry, you don't happen to carry that, bro. Okay? Like, you looking for it. I'm going up here and you know what I mean? So, nah. I'm serious. It's no fucking excuse. I'm saying that I'm stating the case. It's no excuse I'm making. You can't stab anybody to death for getting pushed or being asked to leave. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work, Laurie. I'm sorry. I wanted to, but I don't see it. Who are you? How do I sound stupid? Well, oh, look, male 5479. I just read the evidence of the case. If you could explain it to me, like if I left something out based off that I read, that is, I mean, how am I the black and white evidence of the case? And we can pull it back up right here, dear. Like this is the evidence. So you tell me, and please tell me what I'm getting wrong. Like I'm not here to argue. I'm based off the case. This is what I see in black and white. I'm speaking facts, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just facts. Let's just look at black and white. Look what's on the paper. So male 5479, please let me know, because if I'm wrong, I want to know. Please tell me what I got wrong. Everybody, please show me what I look. You say I'm grifting. Great. What am I getting wrong? What am I? Show it to me. That's all I'm asking. Just please point it out, because like I say, I'm ignorant of the case, the writings, and what Jim and I pulled up in the evidence. These are the facts. Okay. Travis Allen. Okay. You said folks are saying got jumped. Well, when I go back to the evidence, eyewitness testimony, we can go right here in eyewitness. It said the multiple student witnesses under the Memorial High School tent testified that Anthony was asked to leave their tent up to 15 times during a rain delay. So where was the jump? Like, I don't see what I'm getting. And they also had this on video surveillance. And please take the emotion out of it. Please get rid of the emotion. Let's just stick to facts. If you can pull that fact out, I will recant all my statements and apologize, say that I was wrong. That's all I want to know. I'm going off fact. I'm not, listen, I went to pharmacy school a long time. I'm going off facts and not feelings. If I go off of feelings, just looking at the case without looking at any of the evidence, I'm immediately going, all white jury, black kid, he's up a river. So please, these are the evidence. If you have more evidence, if this evidence is wrong, please help me. That's all I want. So it's conflicting stories. Okay, great. I just want to see something. Video. So the surveillance footage was there. The jury views, stadium surveillance that captured the entire confrontation. It showed the physical dispute, the stabbing, Anthony dropping the knife as he ran, and coaches subsequently stopping him from leaving the stadium. Now I'm going to ask you this, right? With this surveillance footage showing this, if he was getting jumped, wouldn't he be chased by some people? And that's all I want to know. Like, tell me where I'm wrong. We taking our feelings out. We want to stick to facts here. I'm the father of a black child, okay? Wouldn't wish this type of pain on a parent or any parent that lost a child. So to the people that are not agreeing, calling me a grifter, just let me know. Because for instance, right, let's just say I'm out somewhere. We could do it like a club. You got a section in the club. I come sit in your section. You say, hey man, what are you doing in my section? You need to leave my section. I say, fuck you. I ain't leaving you. I'm going to sit right here. Bro, you got to leave, man. Try me and see what happens. Then you come to push me and I shoot you in your section and I run out of there. Bro, this is the facts. It's sad. I believe that the young man just made a very, very terrible decision. He acted out of, I don't know what was going on time, but if he was mad, I don't know. Try me and see what happens is not an invitation to attack him. Okay. So if I ask you to leave, if I ask you to try me and see what happens, you told me that, right? There are other people there. So you told me, try me, see what happens. I'm like, man, he tripping. What about the other guy you didn't tell that to, who comes to you and then you stab him or shoot him? What about him? And that's true too. Like I would have, you know, but it's the thing you said you tell me to leave, I would have went and got the authorities, but they just under a high school tent. It was just a team member from an opposing team. Right? So this is just another high schooler. It's just a poor decision, bro. That's a wrap. This is damn near similar to I call you a nigga, I go and I instigate some shit, then a black person hit me, and then I shoot him. Huh? Come on, man. I'm sorry, guys. It's sad, but man, it is unfortunately. Guys, I'm trying to really look at this evidence. And as a black person, I know that the legal system can be biased. That's true too. But in this particular case, I don't know what y'all want me to say. And if I'm wrong, please provide me with some evidence that would differ in what these key findings. Should they say, okay, need a lineup says you and your shorty are walking through the park under an umbrella while it's raining. Some person walks up to you to get under the umbrella. So you shove him away. Is it murder if he stabs you? I would think so. Yeah. I'm glad I found those facts. I didn't have to jump off a cliff. Hopefully this was an unbiased approach to this. I didn't even want to talk about this because it's just so damn dark. And but unfortunately, this was a horrible decision, and prayers go out to both parents. But this was just a poor decision. And to the
Case
children,
making national headlines tonight, the emotionally charged murder trial in
don't make these poor decisions. And I think did we show this? Okay.
The case making national headlines tonight, the emotionally murder trial in Texas. A 19-year-old high school track star now accused of fatally stabbing a 17-year-old from a rival team during a track meet. The case now sharply dividing the community. And here's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, day one in a trial that has deeply divided a Dallas suburb and made national headlines. Carmelo Anthony, now 19, charged with first-degree murder in the stabbing death of 17-year-old fellow athlete Austin Metcalf after a confrontation at a track meet last year.
Can you be en route for the stabbing? Kirkendall Stadium press box is going to be a student athlete.
Prosecutors called it a sneak surprise attack, showing the jury grainy surveillance of the bleachers where it all happened that rainy morning after Anthony sat under a tent belonging to Metcalf's team. Austin's twin brother Hunter was there.
He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stopped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move."
And prosecutors say when Metcalf tried moving Anthony, he pulled out a knife. Metcalf's last words, "I've been stabbed," before he died in his brother's arms. But Anthony's defense arguing he acted in self-defense, reacting in a split second of fear, chaos, saying after he defended himself with the knife, he ran. He didn't stab again. He dropped the knife. The case fueling debate and racial tension. Metcalf's father has insisted it's not about race. Both families have faced threats.
To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out.
Tonight, one civil rights organization voicing outrage that there are no black jurors deciding Anthony's fate. And David, Carmelo Anthony was
this was just totally avoidable. Just walk the fuck away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Leave. I'm out. Get my back. I'm gone. Gosh, man. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Just walk away. Lord have mercy. We don't have to get we even here. Just leave. You can't go triggering people and then shoot them. You can't do that shit. You can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, just trying to talk with some sense here. If you hate me, it's what it is, but it just doesn't make sense. So, doesn't make sense. All right, guys. Okay, so let's run through some trending topics. Let's see what's going on in these streets, in this world. Make sure, man, if y'all can pull up on me at a show or something. Wait, here's a lawyer talking. I don't know. Let's see what he's talking about.
So what kind of lawyer do you want? Do you want an aggressive junkyard dog who's going to fight for you hard? Or do you want somebody who has a reputation as, easy to get along with, the prize you? While it's important to have somebody who fights for your rights and stands up for you, if they are that aggressive junkyard dog, the risk can be that they end up being obnoxious or offensive to judges, to prosecutors, and even to juries if your case goes to trial. And so having somebody who knows how to walk that balance, who knows how to stand up for your rights and fight for you, but knows how to do it at the right time and how to do it, that walk softly, carry a big, that they have a good reputation. That makes the difference in the world, in my opinion. I have cultivated a reputation at which I work as somebody who fights for their clients. And if you go to trial, I'm going to give you a hard fought trial, but who's easy to work with, easy to get along with, and reasonable. That is benefiting my clients. It's not something where I'm intentionally, being something I'm not in order to get open up and talk to me. But my reputation as easy to work with ends up benefiting my clients. Prosecutors end up.
I don't know what the hell he talking about. Let's keep going. Yeah, y'all talking about this. This is just, it's not it, man. Very sad, bro. Like, I wouldn't be in jail. Could just walk away. Damn.
Start your life. And that whole situation.
Let's see what Dr. Boyce has to say.
Hey, what's up? So the Carmelo Anthony trial ended with a young brother getting sent to prison for 35 years. That makes me very, very sad. His life is just starting. Prison is a terrible place to have to start life. And that whole situation was really tragic. And what's more tragic is not just that two young men lost their lives, but that we've made it into this political football. When I listen to my conservative friends, I hear one story. I listen to my liberal friends, I hear another story. And to be honest with you, I don't know the whole story. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know why he tracked me. I don't think somebody pushing you means you have to stab them. At the same time, I don't know. I mean, what the self might say. I don't know what would have happened if Carmelo had killed a black kid. I don't think the outrage would have been the same. If a white kid had stabbed a white kid, I don't think the outrage would have been the same. I think that we tend to politicize and racialize a lot of things. And I don't think these kids asked for that. I think that they shouldn't have even been in that situation in the first place, which is the crazy part to me. Here's what I'm going to say, and I know people are going to like it. Some people are not. I don't know what people expect from me. I can't live by that. But what I will say is I really asked myself one question. I said, what are the adults that you can lean on when you're a 17-year-old and you're getting bullied like that? A lot of us got bullied. Gen X, you know what I'm talking about. You just living as nobody really coming to save you. And you think about that kids that maybe lived in South Central in the 1980s, where your bullies had AK-47s. That's got to be just scary as hell and traumatic as hell. And I went through my version of bullying, guns and knives, but still, it's scary. And one of the things I really think is that this really says to me, it has to be really important. Some lady was saying, I heard a lady saying, I tell my son. And I said, well, maybe you tell your son to talk to an adult and have an adult intervene in those situations. I believe that all this could have been if an adult, a track coach, some responsible person had been called by one of the kids to say, hey, this is going on. They're messing with me, or he won't leave the tent, whatever it is. And then the adult steps in and arbitrates, because teenagers' brains are not even fully developed. That's what makes this prison sentence so terrible. 35 years, too long, way too long. The reality is that in this world, consequences are so great. I encourage parents to just tell your children, when you run into a situation like this, call me. I'm going to talk to the school. We're going to fix this. Anyway, my name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Feel free to leave your comments below. And I teach class in finances almost every single day. I can't do it today, but we do it almost every day. Put the word money in the comments. If you're on Instagram, I'll invite you to class. If you're not on Instagram, just go to my website, Boyce Watkins.
That was a great take by Dr. Boyce Watkins, guys. Good take. Now, I'm gonna go. I want to listen to. We're gonna listen to Roland Thelma Anderson, and let's just see what she has to say.
Oh, first and foremost,
Let's see what we get.
Thing that I would ask for to do at this moment is pray for the Anthony family, because they have been legally lynched for the year, and more so by this slaughterhouse of a courthouse, as well as the family of the Metcalfs. So the energy right now is very white supremacy. They have shown up to be the pigs that they display with hate. They are celebrating the loss of life and the loss of freedom. So that's the energy. We have a devastated family who didn't know that they was going to have to let their son go back into a holdover because we have an overzealous prosecutor who lied throughout this trial, who put on liars as witnesses in order to be a saving grace for the white community so that they can win an election. That's what it feels like right now.
We already see the prosecutor made clear that he wants it to be a long sentencing.
What I heard from this man today is indicative of why it's important that it's people that look like us that are in courtrooms like that. This man disregarded human life the entire trial. He invoked race. He equated Dallas County as being the ghetto, opposed to Frisco being safe. They propagandaed a photo of the deceased with black brown praying, saying this is.
You see, this is what I'm saying. She's speaking more from feelings and not just looking at the facts or the evidence, what we just looked at. So if you're saying, you know, these witnesses were these, and if so, can you prove that? Because we have a dead child. There's a dead child. Everything you need to prove.
Community, they use us as a prop in order to pitch their lynching. This man has been known to be an overzealous prosecutor when it comes to us. He see us as what
right, but it's a
statement that free labor.
Right, but the child, there's a dead child, there's a body. What I'm saying, we have to pay it to what's going on. I need evidence and facts, not feelings.
That's what he see us as. So I'm not surprised that this prosecutor, who has unethical background, would get up there.
So let's remove color. Well, what if both parties are black? What if Carmelo stabbed a black child? Would this be the same? Would you have this same stance?
And ask for the max when he know that this was self-defense.
God, I know you ain't talking to you. Yeah, I didn't make up no excuse. I know you ain't talking to me. Yeah, that's not factual, bro. We got to.
Let her talk.
Let me see this. And look, everybody that got, regardless of color, just think of your child being Austin Metcalf and you trying to listen to this shit. So.
That happened here today.
We can't hear. All right.
I said it's a former process. They happened in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse. This courthouse has decided when you would come here and you look like us, why are you? That judge.
Was it illegal lynching and it's a dead child? And you didn't prove that there was no way that self-defense was even proved. It wasn't proved. That doesn't make sense. Oh, Lord, let me get off this. All right, it's time to switch this up. Let's find something light to talk about. It's a dark news day today. Ain't it? It's dark right now. I would have given it, it's hard to even say, like when you think of sentencing, I would say, 35 years. We lessen the sentence, 15, but then I got to think about the boss, that child too. So thanks, Nita Lineup. Shout out to Nita Lineup. Salute. You got a $2 super chat from Nita Lineup. Appreciate that, bro. Not even a folding knife, y'all. It wasn't a pocket knife. That shit was a blade. It was a straight blade, y'all. Rick Child's ass needs to be in jail. Chinese dude that shot that baby, he definitely need to be in jail. At the end. 540 Dre. True. I feel y'all, man, but until somebody can show me the evidence of the fact. But here's the thing, 540 Dre. The other team had a tent. So there was a tent for his team too, but he went under the other team's tent. So explain to me why he wasn't at his tent. I'm sorry, y'all.
What? I'm lost for it. I got 5 boys.
Oh, Lord. Right, it wasn't they said it was in the evidence, it said it was an inch regular bladed knife. Can we see the knife? Let's see if we can pull the knife up. I'm gonna show y'all the knife. They say this is the knife. Oh, that's the knife, y'all. No, that's not true. We've already pulled it. I remove this. That's not true. Yeah, that's not true. Let me show. The prosecution displayed the weapon used in the killing. While misinformation claimed it's a hard multi-tool cleat sharpener They presented a 5-inch fixed blade knife. It was a fixed blade knife. That was the knife that was recovered at the scene of crime with the young man who passed blood on it. A 5-inch fixed blade knife. That's what it was. Sorry. They should have done this case where you don't see, you know the names of the people, but you don't race. You just present facts. Well, I'm done. I think it's a wrap. We're going to wrap this up. I don't have nothing else to talk about. We've been on here an hour 20. I think this is it, guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm out. My name's LeVar Walker. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a great, great time. This is the end of this. Appreciate you too. Nothing but love. Love all y'all. Check out the show. Check out my comedy, please. We're going to keep rocking on, man. Shout out to everybody for pulling up. See you guys tomorrow or later on today. Goodbye and goodbye and God bless.